You can find the Evil Mouse Prank in Make Volume 15, and it's by John Edgar Park. All you need to make this evil mouse is a regular analog mouse, that's the kind with a ball, some electrical tape, a AAA battery, a small pager motor, a little switch, some wire, and heat shrink tubing. The first step is to pop the ball out of the mouse and hang on to that and let your cat play with it. Then remove the screws from the mouse, and you may want to remove any labels to see if there's any hidden screws, and then pop the mouse open. Now you'll be looking for the X-axis rotary encoder. It's a little plastic wheel that spins and typically runs front to back in the mouse. Prepare your pager motor by removing the cam that's on the end. You may have to actually pry that off, but it will eventually come off, which will leave you with just a small shaft. Now you want to pop the encoder out. It should come out fairly easily. Then using a Dremel or small saw, we want to cut part of that encoder shaft off. Then we need to put a small hole in the end of that shaft, and I'm using a pin vise with a very small bit, and it'll be about the size of the shaft on the motor. I used a small amount of epoxy just to make sure that the rotary encoder stayed firmly on the pager motor shaft. Now it's time to wire everything up by running 2 wires to the pager motor, and then one goes to the switch, one out of the switch, and then both of those empty connections will go to our AAA battery. The project just calls for using electrical tape to attach the connections to the battery, which I did, and it seemed pretty secure. After testing to make sure the pager motor worked, I actually used liquid electrical tape instead of the heat shrink tubing. It was just easier and faster to use. And now it's time to put everything back together by putting the rotary encoder back in the mouse, placing the AAA battery pretty much anywhere where it will stay, and then using some hot glue to secure the switch and the wiring. And your evil mouse is finished. Now to execute the prank, you're going to turn on your evil mouse and plug it into the computer of the Prank-E, and then just hide the mouse behind the computer. The evil mouse will now take control of the normal mouse, and you try to move the mouse back and forth, and no matter what you do, the cursor ends up slamming into the left side of the screen. You can move the mouse up and down, but trying to get it anywhere from the left side of the screen just will not work. And that's how to pull the evil mouse prank on your friend or enemy. And we'll see you next time with another weekend project.